Malcolm-Jamal Warner's widow has just broken her silence in a very telling way, because a year to the date of him being gone, she has filed a very public lawsuit against his mother for $1.2 million from a family trust, saying that he failed to honor their prenuptial agreement. A year ago, it was a year to the date when everyone was questioning what happened on July 20th, 2025. No one had any answers. It just didn't make sense that all of a sudden Malcolm-Jamal Warner was gone. And we even did a video with, something just wasn't right about the situation. And now we're finding out even more information. So while his mother was, still basically in mourning and putting up an anniversary post yesterday, July 20th, 2026, saying how parents are never supposed to leave first, and how her experience has been a very interesting one for this past year, Malcolm-Jamal Warner's widow actually went and filed a lawsuit against the mother for the broken prenup promises that they allegedly signed in 2022, May of 2022, just a week before they actually got married. Now, this is something that is very interesting because just last year, everyone was saying, oh, they got married in 2017. There was all these reports around saying that Malcolm-Jamal Warner had announced it on a podcast that he had gotten married in 2017. But, no one had ever seen her face or known who she was. Like, he never posted pictures of them, and he never revealed the name of his spouse, anything like that. But then a few months after he was gone, his spouse put her picture online of, their wedding day, and all of that information started coming out. She made herself known to the world, and then she also formed a foundation in his name, but mostly we haven't heard anything from her since then. But now, again, a year to the date, she files this lawsuit, and she told CNN through a statement, for the past year, she has attempted to privately settle her beloved husband's complicated estate and honor his last wishes, that her husband had every intention to provide for her and their daughter, and was close to finalizing a new estate plan to replace the stale plan created in 1996 when he was 26 years old, 20 years before they met and well before they gave birth to their beautiful daughter. Sadly, he was unable to do so before they lost him. She has been struggling to care for their daughter as a single mom and now as her sole provider. Legally, she had no choice but to take action to protect their rights before any potential statute of limitations expired. So that's the statement that she provided to CNN and other outlets through her lawyer to explain why she actually filed this lawsuit. So according to reports, Tanisha Warner, 48 years old, claimed that she is entitled to more than $1.2 million from the Warner Family Trust, because that's the equivalent of what Malcolm-Jamal Warner promised her as part of their May 2022 premarital agreement. She said that he failed to deliver while alive, making her a creditor of his estate. She also said the actor's estate is currently unrepresented and will be inadequate to satisfy his obligations to Tanisha Warner under the agreement. She alleged that the property of a California-based family trust is liable for his debt to her, and that her rights are particularly vulnerable while the administration of his estate is contested. So she's basically saying that the trust, the Warner Family Trust, and his estate are two separate things. So she has the, I guess she's the beneficiary of the estate, but the family trust that was between Malcolm and his mother that he set up in 1996. So that's probably where all of the residuals from the Cosby Show came into, all of his other payments from shows that he was on, that probably all went into the trust. So she's saying that his estate is inadequate. She says she believes it will be inadequate to satisfy his obligation at $1.2 million. So she doesn't think his actual personal estate has $1.2 million to satisfy what she claims she is entitled to. But she's suing the mother, Pamela, as the successor of the Warner Family Trust for that $1.2 million plus attorney fees plus interest. Basically, the money that is from those residuals from the Cosby Show and whatever contracts he had from that. She said that the plaintiff performed all obligations required of her under the agreement, including entering into and remaining in the marriage until he passed. Malcolm-Jamal Warner did not satisfy his obligations under the agreement, and no person or entity has paid or provided the sums due to plaintiff under the agreement. The complaint includes a copy of the prenuptial agreement, and it was signed about a week before the couple's marriage. And at the time, Malcolm-Jamal Warner's annual earnings were an estimated $680,000, and his net worth was around $3.4 million, according to the agreement. Tanisha Warner was an unemployed graduate student pursuing a doctorate in clinical psychology. She was pregnant with their second child and had a net worth of $0 per the agreement. So that's interesting. So their first was born in 2017. But in 2022, they were expecting. And so they decided to get married in 2022. As we know from all the reports, there was only one. So that's very interesting. It states the couple had been dating for about 5 years and living together during that time in Malcolm-Jamal Warner's properties in Atlanta and Los Angeles. Under the agreement, Malcolm-Jamal Warner was to buy and maintain a $1 million life insurance policy on his life, naming his wife the sole beneficiary. He also agreed to get a $1 million life insurance policy on Tanisha Warner's life, naming her preferred beneficiary. The wife claimed in her lawsuit that her husband failed to secure either insurance policy. In addition, she said he failed to pay her $5,000 a month as his chief of staff and give her $16,000 a year tax-free on their anniversary, in further breach of the agreement. She said he also broke his promise under the agreement to fund a tax-free retirement account for his wife and maintain college funds for their children. She said that she's owed at least $1,276,042 plus interest and attorney fees. And she filed a claim against his estate seeking that same amount. So she's not only suing his mother, she actually filed a claim against his estate for the exact same amount. And that is something that's very interesting, because according to that statement that she made, she has been trying to settle this privately for over a year. And the interesting thing is, we talked a little bit about his mother making a post about her journey and dealing with her grief. And the mother in the post said during her year-long journey, she discovered how cruel, evil, and greedy a human can be. She has also discovered the depth of love, care, concern, and support that humans are capable of, all of which she's been the recipient of, the good, the bad, and the ugly. These are the lessons that apparently she will need as she continues her journey. So that was a very interesting statement that she made, that the mother made on the anniversary post, all while the wife was going down to file a lawsuit against the mother. So I mean, this is very telling, a very telling way to break her silence. Basically saying that she is struggling financially as a sole provider, and she has not been able to resolve the issues to her satisfaction, because the $1.2 million that she feels is owed to her, the estate has not paid out, and she says she doesn't think the estate will be able to, so she wants the mother to open up that trust and pay her from that trust. She said in that statement that Malcolm was close to updating his trust that he had created between him and his mother, or for him and his mother, in 96. But when you look at it, it really doesn't take too much time to add the wife or daughter's name to a trust. That is something that should have been done very quickly, because mainly the details of the trust are pretty much established, that you just say what's going where or what percentage is going where. So he's known her since 2015. He said in an interview a while ago that they started dating, I think it was around September of 2015, and he even said during the time that they weren't even on the same page as far as dating. He thought they were just going to be, friends. He said there was no pressure for intimacy because she wanted a family and he did not. And so he said they had been seeing each other for about 5 months when all of a sudden he decided that, he wants a family now. And then 2 years later, they started the family. But during that time, 2017, 2 years later to 2025, that's 8 years right there. That's 8 years when something could have been updated. They got married in 2022. That's another 3 years between 2022 and 2025 when something could have been updated. So it's very interesting looking at this, what's going on, because she's basically saying that she has been struggling, and the mother, on the other hand, is saying she's seen how cruel, greedy, and evil people can be. So what do you guys think is going on with this situation? First, his passing was completely unexpected, and there's still so many unanswered questions. You guys take a look at the video we did about this, because there are so many unanswered questions regarding that. And now, a year later, the widow is suing the mother on the exact date a year later, saying that he did not provide for her and the daughter, saying that he broke his promises. She's saying that, again, the amounts that she gave, it was like $5,000 a month for a salary because she was considered his chief of staff, and then it was $16,000 a year on the anniversary, the life insurance policy. What do you guys think is going on in this situation? Let me know in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.